Welcome to the story of Deichhof Abendfreden, a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here on Deichhof Abendfreden. This is a new mod map out by Carla. It's 187.06 megabytes download with 8 required mods. We start at the main farm. The map looks like this. On New Farmer, we start with all these fields and this main farm area. The main farm area is 397,152. That does have some productions on it already. So on New Farmer you do start with 4 productions, and you'll see as we go around these. So a couple other plots to purchase as we go around. We have a dike that runs up the side here because this is set up by the German North Sea. So it's kind of coastal with the dike that runs up the side. Deichhof, dike farm. Abendfreden is evening peace. When you normally say good Abend, good evening, so yeah, evening peace. I think that's right. I hope it's right. Field prices, it's not a big map. Field prices aren't too bad as you might expect. Even the large field there, 372,000. Nothing crazy, nothing's going to break the bank. We have got plot 1 there, which is expensive for the size. That's 512,640, but that does have a wind turbine on it. So if you buy that, you get the wind turbine, and that will generate you some income if you want to do that. We'll drive past it and we can have a look as we go around. I've taken the liberty of borrowing money from the bank rather than do government subsidy signs on this one because it's not too expensive to worry. But we start at the farm here, Deichhof Abendfreden. It's a lovely map. It's very cool. There is something very strange is the wrong word. You'll see later on when we get there. When I got there, I suddenly went, hang on a minute, and I'll explain. I'm being cryptic. Yeah, but you'll see. There are no custom crops. Contracts are available. The slot count on New Farmer is 1,010. The slot count on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch is 863. The difference between the two being you don't start with any of the vehicles or machinery on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. And like I said, you won't have the productions until you buy the land either. Now it does say there are some items around the main farm you can sell. My advice, save the game if you're going to. The main buildings I wouldn't touch with the barge pole. You can sell them, but it leaves lots of decorative items and objects, some of them being on the second floor of the buildings, which you can't remove. So you're better off not. You're better off just leaving it. There's plenty of room around the map. If you want to put in another farm, you absolutely can. What I am going to do before we move on, I'm going to purchase plot 30. I'm going to purchase plot 28. I think it was just those two I needed to purchase. Oh no, I'm going to buy plot 17. I don't need to, but I'm going to buy it. There is a barn on that, and we'll see when we get to later on. So I'm going to do that and that. You'll see now we've got some extra triggers have come up for sheep and for pigs, and we'll get to those in a little while. Let's get around the farm. It's fantastic. It's really good. One of the required mods is, and which is what most of the farm is made from, is the Jansen farm by BERNIESCS. So that's what you'll see as we go around. There's the windmill by the Lort, EU factories, and the biogas plant is all here at the moment. But all the stuff that's built in is very cool. Sleep trigger is at the front of the building just here. We do have just side here a pallet spawn point. Now I've been trying to decode this with heart, and now that has come up as various different things. I think it's supposed to be faux pas, isn't it? Like mistakes, but in a nice way. I've had things come up saying fat something. It's very weird. Anyway, that's Google Translate and Google Lens for you, isn't it? But you come around the back and it's very decorative, really nice. I love this little barbecue pit, sit out and enjoy the countryside, why not? Come around the back, we do start with a large greenhouse. That can be removed without any problems at all if you wanted to. There we go. We come from the large greenhouse into the back of the building here. We'll open the doors here. And this brings us into, we do have lights, turn on shed lights. So, manage production point. So this is the mill bread, so this is a bread building. What's interesting with this is bread with cheese and salad, but the required things are tomatoes, lettuce, milk and flour. I'm assuming they make the milk into cheese, they churn it, do whatever they're going to do with it, rather than you having to supply milk, a cheese, which I thought was a curious one, but it doesn't matter. You get bread with cheese and salad, and you get bread from this one here. So we've got a wardrobe trigger just here as well, back of the building. This does open out into the delivery point, so you can drop your stuff off here that's required. I love that. Like I say, it's all these details. The burning around the oven. This door opens out to where the production spawn, the pallets, etc. Very cool. Let's close that. Come back out of there, and we'll come around the side of the. I'm trying to think which way I went round this because I went all over the place. We'll go across this way next. Let's open all this up. So I'll open these up. Start seeing some of our start machinery and equipment. So, to this end here, we do have lights in here as well. All of the equipment does seem to have 20% damage on it, and it's looking dirty. I like that. I like that on the map when it gets that feeling that it's been used. It's, you know, in operation. We've got bale and pallet storage here, 7 out of 300. So we do have 7 pallets, as you can see, bottom right. We've got some seed, lime, solid fertilizer, and wheat. So for the various different animals, we have got some stuff, which is nice. Baler and bale wrapper. Come through next door. Forage wagon. And then open this door, come through this side, we'll get a harvester and harvester header on a header trailer. Now with this, if we go into this menu and scroll down to mods and DLCs, that's one of the required mods, and then we've got some mods under Deichhof Abendfreden, and it's these. So what we can see in front of us, these are modded and put in by the map maker. If we go up the steps, it just takes us up to the top of the barn, but again, nicely detailed. This is not a review of this mod particularly, but it is part of the map, so why not? Come down here, back out, and across the way to the cow barn, which is just here. So in here, and again, we've got spaced up the top, 4 activities, cows here, 8 out of 80. Open the doors here and go around the back. Tedder tucked away, or something, not even tucked away, but it's just sat there really. Say tucked away, might sound like it's hidden. And further around, manure heap just here. It's all very compact and neat, tidy. You get that feeling of how it's kind of grown over time and stuff's been added. And I love the fact you've got an on-site biogas plant as well. Like I say, you do start with on New Farmer. As we come around here, slurry spreader, manure spreader, plough. We do have 3 silage bales that we can use, and our biogas plant. I like this one as well. It's not, the productions aren't particularly fast on this one, but we can put a lot of stuff into this. So silage, slurry, manure, straw, hay, potatoes, and sugar beet cut. So these ones being extra straw, hay, and potatoes. Very cool. And then putting in done up around here as well. Come across the back here, we've got farm silo, 2 million litre multi-fruit, silage clamp just here with the trailer there, and then we come around here, we've got another bale and pallet storage. This one's got bales in it this time. We've got 6 out of 300, 3 hay, 3 straw, massive Ferguson with front loader and front loader gear, feed mixer. Now what's really cool is, let's go upstairs to the story of Deichhof, or the Deichhof Abendfreden, should we say. Now I am going to I hope this works. It should work. I did a practice and it seemed to work absolutely fine. So let's try this out with the old Google lens, shall we? So this says, the story of Deichhof Abendfreden. Once upon a time there was a young farmer named Tama, who full of energy took over his family's farm in the idyllic town of Abendfreden on the North Sea. Tama was determined to run the farm, which was located directly on the dike, successfully. One sunny day while he was working on the field, Tama's eyes fell on a young woman with long hair blowing in the North Sea wind and a radiant smile, tending the neighbour's cows. It says her name. Her name was Geertje. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Geertje. Every time Tama saw her, he felt a warm tingling in his stomach and his heart started beating faster. It's lovely. A story of love and farming. And a love of farming, I guess. On to the next one. You can skip this bit if you don't want to hear it all, but I think it's lovely. It's very cool. It's a nice touch as well. However, Tama was shy and didn't. Again, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Tama was shy and didn't know how to approach Geertje, so he was prone to putting his foot in it now and again. Once he tried to impress Geertje with a bouquet of freshly picked flowers, but when he tried to give them to her, he tripped and fell right at her feet. Geertje laughed heartily, helped him up, and accepted the flowers gratefully. Another time, Tama tried to impress Gportal with a homemade cake. He spent hours in the kitchen, but when he proudly presented the cake, it turned out he'd used salt instead of sugar. Gportal tried a piece, grimaced, but her eyes sparkled with delight. Do you think she might like him? Do you think she might? I think she might like him. I get that feeling. Next up. Despite all the mishaps, Gportal was attracted to Tana's sincerity. She recognised the good in him and began to help. It says the faux pas master. Oh, because he's making mistakes. That's obviously what his heart and faux pas. Yeah, so making genuine mistakes on the farm. Together they laughed at Tama's mistakes and gradually grew closer. One day, as the two of them were walking along the dike in the soft light of the evening sun, Tama dared to take the decisive step. He knelt down in front of Gportal and proudly took out a ring from his trouser pocket, but his hands were shaking so much from nervousness that the ring slipped out of his fingers, made a high arc and disappeared somewhere between the dike, the beach and the North Sea. That's it, thought Tama, but Gportal took his hands and said with sparkling eyes, "Yes, I do." Oh, I'm welling up. And then on to the last board. This is a really nice touch, actually. I really like this. So the final board. From that day on, Tama and Gportal worked side by side with heart and soul. They named the farm Deichhof Abendfreden and expanded it with barns, stables, a windmill which they produced their own bread. The bread was so delicious that it quickly became known throughout Abendfreden and even far beyond its borders. To this day, the bread is popular throughout the region. And now it's up to you to continue the story of Tama and Gportal with heart and faux pas. That's cool. I like that a lot. Nice touch, colour. Nice touch indeed. So, there you go. The story of Deichhof Abendfreden. Come back up around here. Nice little interlude, isn't it? So, past the silo again. And we come to the windmill. On site, and it does a whole ton of stuff. Wheat, barley, oats, sorghum, corn, sunflower, flour, canola flour, soybean flour, and then we can move on to sugar beet from sugar, sugar beet cut, sugar cane. So there's a whole load of stuff here at the windmill. If you want to use it, come down from the windmill around the back here. We've got chickens, 360. We've got no, we haven't got 360. We've got 9 out of 360 in here. And we have got, so we've always seen the pallets and stuff, so we know we've got stuff to feed some of the animals and get a few things going. Windrower seeder, mower, spreader, milk and water tank, trailers, and another Massey Ferguson, which we're going to be utilising as we go around the map. So one of the extra plots we purchased, I think we have got a track that runs down from the side of this field, yeah, down to the main road, but we're going to do a sort of a spiral loop round to take in the rest of the map. I like this one. This is the first of 4 map tours today. And I am running way behind. I had to finish off my Let's Play. Get that done, that's up. We're getting there, we're getting there. So, heading south. Oh, that was weird. There's a bump in the road. We've got a sheep pasture to our right, and that was on the plot that we purchased. That has got 8 out of 100, so we've got 8 sheep in there, but that pasture will hold 100. Then next that, we've also got a sheep barn. The sheep barn will hold 40, but there's none in there at the moment, but it will hold 40 if you want to put them in there. Now this one is a curious one, and it had me a little bit puzzled to start off with, because I came all around here, couldn't find the dialogue box. If you come right in here, there you go, so your dialogue box is a bit further in. So you can bring your animals in if you want to, or some of them, or if you have new births, you can bring the new births in, keep them indoors, it's up to you. You choose. I'm just thinking of all different things you could potentially do. I'm going to run down the side of here. Like I said, we're doing a bit of a spiral. There's a water point just here. If you haven't already put one in yourself, if you know, like I say, there's modded ones in the mod hub, there's plenty, but there is a water point here on the map if you wanted it. A little bit further out, I'm going to whiz up over the side of the dike because there's a little plaque, a little notice board by the lighthouse. Some benches there, you can sit and watch the lighthouse in the evenings as the sun goes down, whatever you want to do. Let's hop over here. It's all these little touches, it's nice, it's cool. I like it. There's no collectibles, on the map, none that I could find anyway. So, the sign, if I've got this right, this is the Abendfreden Lighthouse, constructed 1877, and the lighthouse keeper is Norman Patel. Now, Patel, of that name is it Otti Patel? Is it Otti? I'm trying to think. Modder or map maker? I've seen that name, certainly the surname, but anyway, that's the lighthouse keeper, Norman Patel. Back down to our tractor, we shall continue. What's interesting with this, like I say, is you'll see. I know I was being cryptic. Did I say cryptic? Cryptic. Cryptic is even a word. And to anyone that's commented earlier saying you're a moron, you're right. I am cryptic. I have to look that up. Maybe it is cryptic. Because as you go around, it's lovely with the dike, and the landscape's all really nicely done. I'm going around the route, and yeah. And then when I realised what I'm going to explain later, you suddenly go, oh yeah, it's weird. So, here we've got the snack bar at the beach, sell point, that's just here. Again, lovely area for people to come and chill out, enjoy the German North Sea. It's only like the British North Sea. It's pretty nippy, pretty cold. If you ever went on one of those holidays when you're up sort of in the north of the country, and you might have been staying somewhere and the family said, well, let's go to the seaside for the day. I mean, the seaside to the north of the country in the North Sea's not as warm often as the English Channel down to the south. You come out of the water a little bit blue, shivering somewhat, but anyway. We've got the hay shed sell point there for bales. We've got the animal dealer just there. And then just across the way, this was that plot 17 that I said. You don't have to buy it. It hasn't got a production or anything on it, but it does have a shed, so you do get access to the shed around the back here. So this little bit we're on now is plot 17. And there's the shed. The wind turbine just over there, that's that one, plot 1 that I said. It's like 521 grand. But if you buy that little plot, you do get the wind turbine, and it will generate you some income. If you're short of, I say if you're short of a few quid, you've got to spend 521 to get it. But oh, that's what I was bumping on. How did I manage to lower that? Couldn't work out why I kept getting this. What do I keep hitting? Whew. I wouldn't believe I've been doing this for about 8-9 years now, would you? Anyway, there's the other entrance to the farm. So we're continuing south down the middle road, I guess. We come up on plot 28, so out there's the wind turbine, little track that runs out to it there. Plot 28, just to our right, which we've already purchased. Let's put it just here. And you just saw the little icons around the side there. That's another silo, 2 million litre, just there. This is your pigs in here. 150 of you can put in here. We don't start with any. Turn off the lights, close the door. Such a pig barn. Now we're sweeping down to the southeast corner of the map. It's a little bit of a drive, but like I said, picturesque nonetheless. So coming up is the bit where my brain suddenly went, hang on a minute. It took me a little while to find it, but I did. So we turned down here, and it was that it's deja vu all over again. I came around here and thought, hang on a minute, I've seen this on another map before. This exact layout, this is on another map. I thought, how bizarre. So rather than just go scouring around looking for, I thought, well, let's go and have a look at Carla's maps first. This is the exact layout for the White Farm, the map, the White Farm. So the road layout now, like I say, the buildings are different, and the actual landscape is different, and the sell points are different. But if we come out of here and we go to this, and we look at this layout, the road layout, all of this bit here, all of this here, the road layout, and the field sizes and field shapes are the White Farm. The White Farm does have a section out here with a bit of forest and stuff on it, but other than that, it's the same layout. But the map, again, so cleverly done. I didn't even realise until I got to this bit, and this was the bit that made me suddenly go, I've experienced this before. So we are at, this is the land trade sell point. So we've got land trade sell point there and land trade sell point there. This bit here is for your palleted goods, your products and productions, and this is for your grain type goods. So sell point, almost like a farmer's market sell point. So for your palleted products and your grain products, just here. Now we're going to go up over the top. So I've got my lights on. Whoa, what did I just do? Whoa. There we go. Smacked in the face by a bridge. Lovely. We'll head up on top. You'd already gone past me. Why would you stop? So, turning right up here, and this has got a really cool touch to it. I didn't do the Google Lens on all of these, you'll see in a moment. So, turning in here, we have got the debris crusher over in the corner, we've got the vehicle shop and the vehicle shop workshop here. This is also the reset point on the map. And then opposite, we've got the Abendfreden cinema. Well, that's cool. Sell point here, round the back, but you can go inside, which is also very cool. So you've got your snack bar bit here, and then you've got your bit where you get your tickets. But all of these showing all the various different movies, I think, are all the various different maps that Carla's made, as far as I can tell, which is pretty cool. But that's not all. You come in here and you can actually, there's a sell point at the back, you can actually go into the cinema itself, look, and you've got screenings, teamwork among friends, and this one's really cool. Now this was from Fruling, wasn't it? Faithful Companion. That was Hope, wasn't it? The name of the horse on Fruling? Anyway, I thought, and then even that, look, with the light from the, that's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So anyway, that's the Abendfreden cinema. There's so much to decipher, decode, and with things like Google Lens now, that makes life. Because I would come onto maps before, and before that became a thing, before, you know, especially on your phone, it makes life so much easier. I would come onto maps, and where it had signs and things like that, I would have to type it into Google Translate and get the thing up, and I would make notes for it. But now with Google Lens, I can just hold my phone up, bang, towards the screen. I can get the translation. It's not always spot on, but it's, you know, it's pretty close. So, heading up the eastern side of the map. These aren't the fastest tractors on the planet, but it's all good. We're going to take the next turning on our left, which takes us up to the dairy and the grain mill. As far as I can tell, they're standard productions. Oh, that's what I didn't do. I didn't show you in, I showed you the vehicle. In build mode, the only thing added in the build mode, on top of the 8 required mods, there was a couple of extra paint textures. Other than that, everything else is pretty standard in-game stuff. So our dairy is just here. Our grain mill is just around the back here. Come out from here and continue up to the northeast corner of the map. I think quite like a MrSealyp interruption in the middle of a map tour. Tell you what, temperature is bizarre. Right, we went from what, 2 weeks ago? Temperature went up again to around 25, 26 degrees. It was warm in the man cave, and you know, door was open, and you've got all the stuff you can hear outside. Today, I'm in the man cave. It's been raining for 3 days straight. I mean, ridiculous. I think we've had 3 months worth of rain in 3 days. And the temperature's 9 degrees. We've gone from 26 to 9 degrees centigrade. It's cold. It feels cold. And MrSealyp just came in and said, do you want a coffee? I'd love a coffee, and then left the door open when she went out. Brilliant. So, northeast corner of the map. Just sort of throw that in there. Not that any of you are particularly bothered, but you know, anyway. So, we come to this. This is the agricultural production, and behind that we've got a purchase point for seed, lime and fertiliser. We can buy this production just here for 60 grand. And we can produce popcorn and French fries, which I guess we can take down to the cinema. Sunflower oil, canola oil, and clothes can be made here. And once we've purchased this, I don't know if any of these open. I don't think they do. As far as I can tell, everything you require just comes in here. Where was the pallet spawn point? Oh, there you go, just here. Next was then round the back. We've got a purchase point for lime, seed, and fertiliser. And that's the map. Let's go back. There you go. All done. Been around the whole thing. That's Deichhof Abendfreden by Carla. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.